Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Wisnan. My metric number is 047097. Today I will present about modern philosophy, and the title is General Factors of Philosophy. Let's move on to the next slide. Introduction. Historians of philosophy they agreed on dividing the eras of philosophy historically into four stages or period. The first one we call it as era of the Greek philosophy. It all begins in Greece and tells is the honor of the first contemplation on the origin of the universe, and includes prominent science such as Socrates, Plato, Aristotle, and their branches from different schools, in addition to the late schools before Epicureanism and Stoicism. The second one we call it as era of medieval philosophy. Era of medieval philosophy starts from the 3rd century when Christian clerics began to reconcile Greek and Christian philosophy, creating a synthesis of religious philosophy, and that is why it is called Christian philosophy. And it includes prominent brands such as Origen, Saint Augustine, and Saint Thomas Aquinas. The third one we call it as era of modern philosophy. Era of modern philosophy begins with the European Renaissance in the 15th century and ends with the death of Hegel in 1831. And the last one we call it as era of contemporary philosophy that continues until now. Modern philosophy includes scholars such as Francis Bacon, René Descartes, Spinoza, Leibniz, John Locke, David Hume, and finally Immanuel Kant, who is seen as modern philosophers. And the truth is that this division of history and of philosophy follows the historical division of the ages into the Greek, Roman, medieval, modern, and contemporary history. And it is at the same time a cultural political division and not just a historical division. The general factors in philosophy are divided by four. The first one is historical. The second one is the emergence of the modern scientific spirit. The third one is the emergence of the European Renaissance. And the last one is the religious reform movement. And that is all from me. Wabillahi taufiq wa hidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuh. And hi everyone. My name is Muhammad Alif bin Jalaluddin. My metric number 046978. I am from ISM Usuluddin. Inshallah, I will continue the next presentation slide. I will explain about the factor of philosophy. Before that, for your information, there are many factors that contribute to the emergence of modern philosophical thought, which is primarily a historical factor. It was the restoration of Spain, which is Andalusia, at the end of the 15th century. Magellanic have found a way around Africa, which is a way to get to India and East Asia, in addition to the Arab and Islamic East routes. Next, in 1492, Columbus successfully discovered the American continent and made it a new trading center. The rapid development of European geography was due to the Turkey Uthmaniyah in Eastern Europe, who successfully captured the city of Constantinople in 1453. Then, this has led to the development of Europe at that time as a new world in terms of trade, intellectual place, literature, and arts. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. My name is Muhammad Sultan Aziz bin Zulkifli. My number metric 046541. Okay, I want to explain about factor 2. Have a 3 point. So, factor 2 about the emergence of the modern scientific spirit and the development of science experiment. So number one is factor in the emergence of modern philosophical thought in the emergence of the modern scientific spirit, empirical science flourish. Number two, this is exemplified by the scientific revolution proved by the Polish scientist Nicolaus Copenhagen with the invention of the solar system 1473 until 1543. And lastly, the sun does not move and the earth rotates around it. And he also finds the rotation of the planets around the sun. This is what we call the solar system. Yeah, so that's all. Next is factor 3. Thank you.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin wassalatu wassalamu ala asyrafil anbiya wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. My name is Amir Shafiq bin Bakar, matrix numbers 046954. I continue the presentation about our Mersalis Zuhur Asri Nahda Al-Urubiyah. The meaning of the title is Factor 3, the emergence of the European Renaissance. First point, Zuhur Asri Nahda Al-Urubiyah ibtida من القرون خامس عشر وقد كانت نهضة شاملة فكرية وأدبية علمية. The emergence of European Renaissance starting in 15th century was a comprehensive intellectual and literary Renaissance science. Second point is وانتقال بذلك التراث اليوناني والروماني إلى الغرب أوروبا. The meaning of the sentence this transfer the Greek and Roman heritage to Western European. Third point is فظهرت حركة واسعة لإحياء الأدب اليونانية واللاتينية. The meaning of the third point is it shows a broad movement to revive Greek and Latin literature. Fourth point is كانت هذه الأدب تركز على إنسانيات مما أدى إلى ظهور نزعة إنسانية قوية في الفكر الأوروبي. The meaning of fourth point is this literature focus on the humanities and which lead to the emergence of a strong humanism in European thought. Last point is لم يمنعوا إحياء التراث اليوناني الفكر الأوروبي من أن يأخذوا موقفا نقديا منه. Prevent the revival of Greek heritage of European thought from taking a critical position on it. That's all from me. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi taala wabarakatuh.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is Muhammad Hanan Hassani bin Hisharuddin. I am from Usuluddin, semester 8, class A. My metric number is 046111. So, today I will continue on the factors of the modern philosophy. So, the fourth factor is the religious reform movement. The emergence of the European Renaissance, starting in the 15th century, was a comprehensive intellectual, literary, and scientific renaissance. This transmitted the Greek and Roman heritage to Western Europe. Abroad, movement emerged to revive Greek and Latin literature. So next, this literature focus on the humanities, which result in the emergence of a strong humanism in European thought. So the last is the revival of the Greek heritage did not prevent European thought from taking a critical position on it. So this is all the factors of the modern philosophy. So thank you and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. My name is Rushdi bin Sakib, metric number 046887. So, I continue for the conclusion. Uh, so we can conclude that the genesis of modern philosophy, arises from the development of the world in it, so that the climate becomes suitable for the emergence of philosophy, as it happened in Greece when philosophers appeared. Then they spread to Islamic countries and elsewhere. And the same was the case in Europe when the modern philosophy arose, uh, as the Spaniards recovered Andalusia from the Muslims and the Ottoman Empire began, which led to the movement of geographical discoveries that found many new paths across the world. In addition to the discovery of America, science flourished after that in Europe as a result of the cultural heritage left by Muslims in Europe and Andalusia in particular. Books were translated Muslim scholars and philosophers and modern philosophers such as Descartes and others have benefited from them in enlightening their ideas and establishing their philosophical approach. This expansion of trade, geographical conquest movements, and the flourishing uh, of science create a new atmosphere and fertility for the emergence of modern philosophy in Europe. So that's all from us. Thank you.